crazy thing is when I now logged in, I could not see my result. Hey, I said Jesus. Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Iso and I am back with another follow-up video. To be honest, I did not see myself filming this video again, but the requests have just been so many and I feel like I literally can't say no to you guys. So here we are. But today is going to be a little different because your girl is hungry and I have a snack here. This is plantain chips. This is the closest thing you can find. This is the closest thing to like Nigerian plantain chips, and to be honest, it's so good. So I have this one and I have my cup of hot water here because it's really cold outside. So yes, I'm going to give you like 2 seconds. Go and grab your snack. Then we can get into the video because it might be a little lengthy. So I want you to be very relaxed. I want you to just be chilling, to be eating as I yap away. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now I'm ready to start the video. So yes, as from the title, you can assume what this video is going to be about: how I was able to move to Canada at the age of 25 by myself with no family member here. Entire express entry process. And I realized when I filmed the first video, because the request I've been getting to film this video again, to me is very baffling. But then I went to watch my previous video, like found out if there was any information that I missed out, that I can actually add to make this video a little bit more rounded. And yes, I definitely missed out a lot of things which I'm sorry about. So I will do my best to include as much information in this video as I can. The only thing I won't be able to promise you guys is that I will not be able to promise you guys the perfect timeline, because honestly now dates are just so distorted in my head. I will not be able to remember the perfect timeline, but I will do my best to remember the year that I did whatever I did. Okay. That being said, on a side note, this is not immigration advice. I'm sharing my experience. I'm really just sharing my experience and I hope it's going to be valuable to you guys. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So of course, the first place to start is why did I want to leave Nigeria? So even when I had the dream to leave Nigeria, to be honest, it wasn't as bad as it is. I would say I had the dream to leave Nigeria since I was in like 200 level. I mean, I was always fascinated. Like I always wanted to travel abroad. Like I love to watch like foreign movies, like the snow, just wind, like just the whole aesthetics of like living abroad. But I was hoping that it would be with me and my entire family. Like I was hoping that all of us would just like one kind of miracle just happen and then all of us are going to move abroad together. But sadly that was not the case. But obviously God has a better plan, for me and my family. That being said, some people would say, oh, they knew they wanted to like leave, they wanted to leave. To be honest, for me, I never wanted to like completely live by myself. If it was my family, it would be fine, but I never wanted to like move away by myself because like what do you mean I will not be around my family? I could not even imagine it at that time. I was just intrigued with the whole like white people like lifestyle and all of that thing. And yeah, at that time, honestly, Canada was not even on my list. Like I was like, what is Canada like? US. I wanted to go to the US. I wanted to stay in the US because I mostly watched obviously like movies that were filmed in the US. So like that was like my imagination, that was my curiosity. I wanted to go to the US. But you know how the US is now, like it's just always complicated when it comes to going to the US. And I'm like, oh, Canada is too cold. Oh, Canada is rats. Like, but I don't know what I was thinking. I was so ignorant to be honest. And yeah, I'm like, like whatever, however God's going to do it, He's going to do it. I'm not even bothered to be honest. And then moving forward, I don't know how out of nowhere, because I feel like I started praying more into it. Like, okay, God, I don't want to stay in Nigeria anymore. Like, I would like to move out. Like, I would like to leave Nigeria and my family and all of that thing. So I was not praying to God, like, oh Lord, this is my desire, this is my desire, this is my desire. And the way God works, honestly, at some point, like things relating to Canada started like entering my feed, like YouTube videos, Instagram videos, like just started entering my feed. Like what is going on? And then I started like taking a lot of like interest in Canadian creators. I was so interested in them. And to make it even more like convincing, it started showing me dreams of me being here. Like this was the time when you guys I was still in university, a broke student, okay? No money, no nothing. I was still in university. But then he was showing me like like this place, I'll be here. Like it was so specific, like it was Canada. I was like, now wow, like really Canada and stuff like that. So that is what started the research for me because I'm like Canada, like For God to be showing me Canada, that means there has to be a way for me to move here, right? So I was like, okay, let me see like what's my daddy saying, what's my God saying, right? And then I started like doing my research, like oh how to move to Canada. Like that's always the first thing you research, how to move to Canada, blah 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 blah. And I started doing my research and I started seeing like, okay, there's a lot of information here, and I even had an aunt that was also in Canada. Like Canada was just not on my radar, but because of the way God put it in my heart, I started like to research it. Now it turns out like there was like tons of information about how to move to Canada, and then I now started researching about the express entry and okay about school because I'm like okay, there's express entry and there was school. And like I told you guys at that time, I did not have experience because I was still in university, right? So I'm like maybe express entry will not work for me. I don't have the work experience. So yeah, of course, I was not like oh looking at school like this da 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 da. But by the time I was, because you guys, before I even started anything, okay, before I even started anything at all, I was very into it and I was using the time to do research because I'm like, I don't have money to pay anybody to do either of the process, whether it's the express entry process or the school process. I would not have money to give anybody. So it was a matter of me doing my research to be able to do my application by myself, right? So yes, I started doing my research and I literally had a book, okay, because this thing worried me so freaking much. I literally had a book where I was putting like the pros and the cons, like oh, what is the pro of going as a student? Oh, what is the pro of going as a PR? Or what are the cons of going as a student? What are the cons of going as a PR? And when I weighed my option, you guys, it was clear that it would be advisable for me to, you know, use the PR route. But that would mean that it would take time. Like it would really take years. And you know, it was in my body like, oh my god, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. And I feel like a lot of times when God shows us something, we're in such a hurry to just like enter it. But He might have shown us to kind of give us encouragement that this thing will happen, but I need to take you through a process. Okay, just keep that in mind. So yeah, obviously I'm like, I want to go, I want to go. But when I prayed, obviously I prayed about it and I just kind of reasoned. I realized that going as a student would have allowed me to go like maybe that same year, you know, after university, I'll do application, I'll go. But you guys, I did not have the money. Okay? I did not have the money. I was not trying to bother my parents with that, you know, whole paying for school fees because I would not be able to fund it, right? And yeah, I was now thinking like it hurt a little bit. But I'm like, I have a life in Nigeria. Okay, I have a family I love, family that loves me. By the grace of God, I have a little one or two things I'm doing. Like I'll be fine. Okay, I don't care how long it's gonna take. This is the one I want to do. Slowly, steadily, God will bring it to pass. So that is how I now removed the whole coming as a student thing out of my mind. Like stay away, and then my focus was now permanent residency. So I will also mention, like I will always really say on this channel, I started praying, started putting it in the hands of God, like speaking it, and even my pastors in school, like basically confirmed the word of God that okay, oh, this is literally what God wants me to like. This is where He wants me to be, right? Because honestly, it became a thing of trend. Like everybody wants to japa, everybody wants to japa. But is that what God wants for you? Like because it can literally make you prosper back home. No, I mean he's obviously going to like be with you everywhere, but I feel like it's just going to be in line with the will of God for your life, to be honest, just so that you're not struggling unnecessarily. So this one I could see, okay, that this is the will of God for my life, and I knew that no matter how hard it was, He's the one I put it in my mind. He's going to bring it to pass. So now I'm done with university, like 400 level, did my exam. Beginning of 2020, I had what I was doing, which allowed me to be able to go and do my clearance for university, which was good, you guys, which was so good because is it 2020 or 2021? Okay, I think it was 2020 when I was doing something and like I started like doing one or two things and then and I said, okay, let me just do my university clearance because I can just get it over with. And you guys, thank God I did that because after I did that clearance, you guys, then they had the strike, which I mentioned in another video that, you know, the non-teaching staff strike. So I was able to finish clearance as a 400 as an undergraduate, like completed. I finished my clearance, and yeah, you guys, I was doing research. I was watching so many videos. Like honestly, I applaud you for watching like even my videos because you're trying to get information, you're trying to do your research because one thing about Nigerians, like I even said in the previous video like that I made about this whole topic is that we don't like to research, okay? We just want them to tell us, oh, bring this 500 million naira and just give me this information and you will have your PR, and people are so willing to pay. But like we do not want to go out of our way, we don't want to like put the effort in researching and trying to find information that applies to us. Because you will see a lot of information online, but it does not apply to you, it does not apply to your situation. Like me now, I'm single, you're probably watching this because you're a single person, like you're not that like buoyant, like financially, you don't have any family here, like oh you're kind of fresh from school. So you're watching my video because that relates to you, right? But then another person might find another creator that maybe has like 6 children, or they moved here by themselves, like as PR. You also want to be curious because then you have a lot more information that are attached to that person's story that will apply to you because you're married, you have kids, and all of that stuff. I hope what I'm saying so far is making sense. As we go on into the video, I will give more specific things that I did that I feel like helped me, like to make this process, like a success. So yeah, I was still doing more research. I was watching YouTube videos, I was reading, I was following Instagram accounts, and I posted something on my community post, like a link to a husband and wife, that really helped me. Although I've deleted it because you guys, I did not want any kind of like issues or misinterpretation coming out of that post or like messing up with the link. So I left it for like I think a week and then I deleted it just for the sake of everybody. Okay. I was able to find some like people that like started this journey, that had so many information to give that just relocated. Like I was following and following. I was literally going back to like the first post that some of these people made just so that I could get information. And by the grace of God, God directed me to where to get the good information. He directed me to where to get like good, reliable, valuable, truthful information because that is so important in this process. Because you go somewhere they're just telling you like, like whatever, and then you now apply what they're saying and then you get into trouble or they're giving you half truths. You shouldn't do that, okay? I was able to find like reliable source of information, which now allowed me to build my plan. You guys, I built my plan. I knew, okay, this, I literally have it on my notes like, oh, do this first, get this like certificate, do your IELTS in this year, do this one, do this one, do this one, and by the grace of God, this is going to be the result. Literally, because I tend to be that meticulous because I want to see the plan, and then obviously God is like literally in the center of everything I'm doing. I finished my class, and then like I told you guys, I knew that after checking my point was really low, you guys, because I barely even had any work experience. So it was very low. So I simulated my point and then I said, okay, so if I have this one, if I have this one, if I have this one, what will my points be? Things that were reachable. You get, I'm not like literally I had to like simulate the points. Okay, if I do very well in my IELTS, okay, so if I add another certificate, okay, so if I actually allow my work experience to reach, 3 years, those things that I had control over. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to work towards. And then you guys know the whole like insurance story. I knew that okay, I had to write another degree. Like I did my research. Should I do ACCA? Should I do BCS? Should I do CIN? And I chose CIN because it was OBJ. It was not that expensive. It was something I could self study. Okay, so yes, I decided to write the SIN exam. But obviously, as you guys know, before I could even write the SIN exam, how I was doing, and then I started like saving money, saving money, saving money, and then I now did my insurance exam, which you guys know about. Like I literally told you guys the entire story. So that was the first thing I used my personal money to pay for. That was the first major thing that you guys know that I was able to pay for my CIN exam, which left me broke. Okay, which left me broke. And you guys, literally at every point in time, I was so thankful. My heart was so thankful to God. Like after my SIN exam results came out, Jesus, my heart, like relief, relief. Thanks to God, gratitude, but a little bit more pressure. Like, okay, what is next, right? So yeah, I was just like, thank you Lord for this one. You gave me this one. I give you all the glory, Jesus. Thank you for my result. I passed. I passed. I passed. Now my SIN result has come out. You guys now also know the story of Uniben. When I now applied to Uniben to get my transcripts to be sent to West, all the up and down that they put me through, but by the grace of God, I was able to get my Uniben transcript sent to West. After my Uniben transcript was sent to West, during the period I was studying for my CIN, you guys also know that I was preparing for my IELTS exam because a girl was not trying to spend 88,000 naira more than one time. Before at that time, I didn't even have the money to be honest. So yeah, the 88,000, like I'm like, I'm not trying to spend that money more than once because I read stories of people that said, oh, Like, there's nobody that has written IELTS once and gotten the desired score, blah 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 blah. Like people were spending money 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times people were writing IELTS, and I'm like, God, please, I can't. Lord, I really can't. Like, this just has to work. So obviously I put in my effort, I studied, and I put it in the hands of God. God helped me. I was able to pass my IELTS exam. Now, before I wrote the IELTS exam, as you guys know, you guys know already the stress that immigration put me through. I have my CIN. West had received all my documents, including the Uniben, including the CIN one. But then, okay, I want to write for my IELTS. My passport had expired. I intentionally waited because I'm like, okay, let me not renew it yet. Let me wait till I have all those documents and then I'll renew my international passport. And you guys, these people stressed the heck out of me. I was going to the Abuja immigration office every day for a week, and they would make me wait for over 2 to 3 hours, and then they would tell you, oh, well, sorry, it's not ready. Oh, network. Oh, the system. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Those people frustrated me. And this was around November. Like literally, I think I applied in August, and August, September, October, really nothing. We don't want to help us, nothing. Right? Oh my God! Like at this point, I was like, okay, because to an extent, I was trying to like give myself a timeline of when this thing will come to pass, and I needed to write my IELTS in the year 2021, I think. Well, with the whole international passport, it seemed that it wasn't going to be possible. I was feeling so down. I was feeling so sad. Like, oh wow. But then I still had joy in my heart because I'm like, God, you don't know why this is happening like this. Okay, so I'm fine. I'm good. If they want to, like, I just remember my mind. I'm like, you know what? Whatever, whatever. I don't care. Just for one night, my daddy now sent a picture to our family group and was like, this is Isabella's international passport is ready. And oh my God, I was so elated. I was elated, but I was a little bit scared because I told you guys never ever book for your IELTS exam maybe next month and you haven't even started reading now. Like you don't even have any background knowledge of how to do the IELTS. You guys, please take it from me. Don't do that. Give yours. I mean, it depends on how you're able to assimilate, but don't undermine the IELTS exam. Take your time to study the rules and there are able some little tricks, tips and tricks that you're able to use to be able to score high in your IELTS, right? So like I told you, 2021, beginning of 2021, I was already reading, I was already studying like studying, like spending hours like studying that thing, all the different parts of the exam and getting tips from people that had written, IELTS Lays, IELTS J, and so many of them that I've actually shared in a previous video. So yeah, I'm like, okay, this is this. God provided I had the money to be able to register for the exam. So I think I wrote that exam December, is it December 18? I think it's December 18 or 22nd. I can't remember because yeah. So I wrote it around December 18 or 22nd. I wrote my exam. I went there like super early. Like oh, they were like, oh, come early, come early. My sister went out of her way to wake up, drive me to the location. And you guys, we made us wait for over 4 hours. Like, and I was so freaking hungry because it's early. Over 4 hours. Like, what is the delay? I don't even want to get into that. And to me, it's like people are ready for this thing. Like, let us write this exam sharp, sharp. Like, so that the things you've read will not come out of your head. Do you understand what I mean? So we waited. Finally, the exam came. We wrote the written one. We wrote the listening one, and then we wrote the written, listening. What else? Is it 3 or 4? Is it not 4 parts? Like you have the one with the audio, like you have the one where you talk to them, you have the one where you listen, you have the one where you write. Oh, and then there was the reading section, right? So we wrote the reading, we wrote the listening, and we wrote the written part of the test. And yeah, I was thankful I even made some friends. Like a lot of people are on this journey, if you know, you know, you know. So yeah, I wrote the exam and I went home and yeah, I mean, I just kept on like believing God that my result was gonna come out. And then I think 2 days later, or how many days, or even a week, I can't remember. I started seeing on the group I was on that the result is out. You guys, my heart, eh? My heart was here because I'm like, oh my God, like this is it, this is it. Like oh my goodness, like I was so freaking nervous, you guys. And the crazy thing is when I now logged in, I could not see my result. Hey, I said Jesus. Because I heard that they used to hold some people's results for some reasons best known to them. I was like, God, my results. I kept checking that day, not knowing that I was making a very silly mistake. Okay, I was making a very silly mistake. And then I now checked my result. And you guys, I mean, honestly, I felt bad because I didn't like top one of the sections. But I mean, I'm like, this actually still boosted my points, right? So yeah, I was thankful to that. So now I had everything that I needed to start this process because now I had gathered like at least 1 year work experience, right? So yeah, that was it. And at this point, but it's not like how the scores now are like over 500 and it's not still enough. My score I think was around like is this 460 something or 450 something. I can't remember. It was pretty low. So I knew that like time still had to go. I still had to still like gather like my work experience. And yeah, after a few months after that, I now decided that okay, I'm going to create my express entry profile. Oh my god, this video is getting so freaking long. I might do a part two, you guys, please. I'm sorry. So yeah, I said I'm going to create my express entry profile, and trust me, I don't want to make mistake. Started watching videos upon videos upon videos on how to fill like the forms, how to fill the information, like, so you don't make mistake because it can literally make or break your entire application. So yeah, obviously I was asking questions, I was doing my research, and then I created my express entry profile. And yeah, it was now time to wait. Okay, it was time to wait. I'm going to end this part of the video here because and then on and vex. It's too long, but I just want to give you guys as much information about this whole thing as possible. Okay, so I'll see you guys. Really, I'm going to upload it maybe one day in between, so I'll have time to edit it. But yeah, this is the end of this part of the video. Okay, I'll see you guys in the part two where I talk about how the waiting game when I created my expert entry profile, like paying for my application fee, my police clearance, my medicals, like all of that stuff that you're probably curious about. Okay, I will see you guys in the part two. Thank you for watching. Bye.